First at 4:30, we do want to get back to the breaking news of a stunning verdict where this afternoon Raul Valle was found not guilty of murder in the stabbing death of Fairfield Prep student Jimmy McGrath. This was outside a Shelton house party back in 2022. You're watching the young people and the attorneys who were gathered in Milford today as the verdict was read. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for Eyewitness News at 4:30. I'm Kara Sundlin. I want to bring right now our legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Walter Hussey about this partial verdict. Good afternoon, Walter. What do you think? Because we heard the jury was completely deadlocked, 11-1. Then they come back, and he's acquitted on all of the most serious charges.
I'll tell you what, I'm shocked. I can't believe it happened, but you have to give his attorney, Kevin Smith, all the credit in the world. It seemed like the jury, any charge that involved any intention, any intentional act, he was acquitted of all those charges. They seem to be deadlocked on the reckless behavior, reckless conduct. So the state has the option to retry that again if they feel so.
You know, we can't lose sight of that there was a young man, 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath, who was killed in this. His father saying he was stunned. He thought for sure it must be a guilty verdict. If you can break it down, would they have had to determine that for either charge, because they could have convicted him on manslaughter? Did they need to believe he intended to kill for either murder or manslaughter?
Well, it depends, Kara. I mean, there's a couple ways to look at it. For murder, yeah, it had to be intentional. Some of the, there was a couple lesser included charges, one of which was manslaughter in the first degree, intentional, not guilty. On the reckless count, which means basically an individual acts with indifference to human life and causes the death of someone by their conduct, which, to be honest, the facts kind of fit that in this particular case. It wasn't proven beyond a doubt, because a reasonable doubt completely. There was a holdout. My guess is the holdout or holdouts believed that there was a valid self-defense.
Okay, and that is, of course, his defense attorney argued every time that it was him defending himself or his friend. Raul Valle walked out a free man. There, of course, are many civil litigations already pending, and the possibility that the prosecution will revisit the charges of the mistrial. How will that look, and what can happen next in less than a minute, if you can tell us?
Well, very quickly, I mean, the state has to assess whether or not they want to try again, and they very well may say yes, because they're going to want to try the avenge, for the McGrath family, because Jimmy did lose his life. They may feel an obligation to try the case again. They can't try again on murder or any of the charges that he was acquitted on. However, they can go with the reckless manslaughter case once again. A different jury, it could be a different result. They could make a plea offer to Mr. Valle, but I mean, his risk now has been significantly decreased. With the murder conviction, it's 60 years, and the manslaughter conviction, it's 20, and they could try to make a deal, or the state could just walk away. I doubt they're going to do that, but they did a very good job. Both attorneys did a great job, and it's a very surprising result.
Walter Hussey, our legal analyst and defense attorney, thank you so much for being with us.